Хай щастить.
So, Liviia Barker, yes, I just want to introduce her to our audience because she is a brilliant filmmaker from the Ukraine. Her movie Reflection is just says so much. I feel it's minimalistic, but yet speaks loudly. It's very moving. But let's begin by talking a little bit about you. You're in film school. This is your first film, second. Any information about yourself? Introduce yourself, please. Yes.
So I've graduated Kiev University of Filmmaking, but my main specialization was TV programs, and I was really exhausted after this studying, and I hadn't enough opportunity to make something from myself, from my soul. It was totally different, which we did. And after I graduated it, I feel that I want more, and I have some thoughts, some feelings, some very important things which I really want to share. And then I'm decided to try to check myself, to check my ability about sharing important stories, and this was my first real work. For sure, I have a lot of another works, but it's more like advertising, YouTube editing, and different stuff, but not about that I really want to do. So I know and they of course had some students short films, but it's not represent myself. So this is I feel that is my debut, just because this one is really represent what I want to do in this profession, what I want to do with this language of movie.
Yes. Beautifully said. Yes, it is. The cinematography is its own language. Filmmaking as a process is its own language. What was it like for you? And I really think people will connect, first of all, to what you just said there, like having other projects kind of just be your practice, right? And this being really your first debut. I think people can be really hard on themselves and feel like their first, project has to be a masterpiece right out of the gates. But it seems like, from what you've said, you've taken your time with films and university and YouTube and everything, and you kind of grew your skills to make this piece. So what was it like for you? What was your dialogue with the cinematographer? What was your vision for the film? How did it come to be the work that you're proud of, the work that you're here to say, this is my first film?
You mean you want to explain my way, how I?
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Yes.
Okay, so it was like a long, hard working story. I had no money at all, no work, no money. I just have had this passion, and I just that was just after end of another of my work, and I decided what I want to do for real, and should I searching for new work, or should I do something I really want? And I decided, go to hell, I want to do this and nothing else. And I try to figure out what I can do, and begin to call all my friends, all my colleagues, and try to find all crew from, I don't know, from anywhere. I have so many people, and when you have this passion, it's magic happens. So many people just appear around you and say, "Oh, you are so cool, I want to help you." I say, "I have no money, but I can do, maybe I can do this." "No, no, nothing, I want to help you because I like you. I think your story is cool. Please, what I can do for you." And that was just the best time of my life, when like all words said, you are right, you're doing right, you doing something special and important. And then I find my cameraman operator who helps me. He not an operator, he's photographer, and he now on the bar. Okay, he's photographer and amazing photographer, but he never tried as make something like video. And that was another issue, because it's a lot of about technical, not about frame, and no, not about how to make the picture. It's about moving about. And I trying to find actress, have a lot of castings, trying all my friends. And then we just begin to work, and that was really hard, but uh, extremely excited. And then I had a really bad time after I finished the filming, because I watched all materials and decided that this is just shit. It just come together, not come together. It's totally different than in the script, and I was just upset and overwhelmed and exhausted about all this, and disappointed about myself. I cannot. I need half of the year to come back to this material, to try and to do something, just because inside me I have this feeling that it couldn't be nothing. It should have this, because all this magic on the set, that was it should be on the material. And uh, and then I began work with my mental health, try to figure out what's happened with me. And it's like film grown up, and I grown up with film. It's we together changed and find ourselves, and change each other. So I give the time for myself, and step by step, scene by scene, I trying to put it together. For example, there was so many dialogue in my film that was 30, first version was 30 minutes, and I just cut out all. No, it doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work. It was like and I am just cut out everything I feel that not work. And maybe I can do 3 films from my material, but I just try to find the juice of the juice is on my materials, and then this one come out. So
I have to say, because I know people will see your trailer and get an idea. But that's what struck me most about the film, is the lack of dialogue. It makes it better. So I just have to say, your instincts, at least from my humble opinion, were right, because it's that's what I was saying. Like the minimalist, like this was such a less is more. I really felt the tension, like, oh, it's so relatable. Like, this is me, that anxiousness that, it's, you just, that anxiousness that makes you feel so isolated, right? She's in the room by herself for part of the movie, and we feel like we're in that box, like, oh my goodness, and you're doing everything you can to. So yeah, no, so you really, See, I thought that was deliberate. If you would have told me, this is how you wrote, I was like, that's what really comes out. That would really was really what caught my eye. I was like, this is wonderfully done because I'm also a fan of the other type of movie that, it almost looks like it's a play and people are just talking. If the dialogue's interesting enough, it keeps you there. I'm a fan. That's a different kind of film, a different art form. But in your film, really, what was not said made more of an impact.
I really appreciate you share this with me. It's really, I really feel the same because it's not about that some type of the movie is better or worst. It's more about what you want to say, what instrument you need for this. And found out that what I want to share. It's not no need dialogue. It's much better to about feelings and maybe even more you can feel this person when she silent
Mm-hmm.
because it's and she really she literally silent she really have struggled to talk to somebody and it would be really strange when she was talkative because it's not about she and this dance it's also some trying to express finally what she feel what's stuck in her soul so for so long and and she like
Yes.
tried the her dialect it's about dance of that people that she might be imagine or maybe this party is it's not important it's real party behind the door or not but it's dialogue about her she just want to say to herself and to them that I'm real I'm can I have passion I'm not just gray wall part of gray wall I'm person I'm just have feelings so
Yes. Yeah, yeah. No, 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 exactly. Like I'm really excited for people to see this film. You really gave them something different and something very moving to look at. Yeah, no, and I give you because it takes a lot of courage too, right? After you're shooting something and you decide to cut something from 30 minutes to 14 or so minutes, that must take a lot of courage as well.
yeah but I'm just trying to be very careful with to hear what material says to me. And for example, I had, if you saw watched in the final, you see this poppy field with a lot of
Yeah.
flower, yeah. And in the first version, I really want to have this poppy field in her dream, and I felt that it should be there, and I spent so much time to find this poppy field. Really, almost the year. I'm checking all the Instagram
Wow.
hashtags. I'm trying to read about poppies, how they grow, where they grow, how to, get this place. And I'm was just crazy with searching of this poppy field. And then in final editing, I decided that it doesn't work. I couldn't put this poppy field in the middle of the film because it just boom in no. And it was so painful because so for so long I thought that without this poppy field it couldn't be at all. This film couldn't be, and I spent so many everything to find it, and that was, for example, this poppy field that was just near the border with the war, you see, because we have in our country territory with occupation territory from fucking Russians, and sorry, this border, this poppy field, and no, and we So,
Can
but
yeah, because I we should bring we should I was gonna ask you, so you are in the middle of an occupation and you're making a movie.
no,
Um,
no, I'm not in the middle of the occupation, fortunately. But our country, we have the parts that which is in the occupations. But in the Kiev, for now, it's okay. It's pretty
oh, thank
safety.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, depends on situation. And our country is in the war, and it's all, you cannot forget this. And but for no, in Kiev now, it's totally safe.
Oh, thank
It's
God.
about
Thank God.
another area of Ukraine.
Wow, that's so but how is like the sentiment there? Like for instance, you said you had to go to another region to get this shot. Like, yeah, like how, like I understand it's frustrating, like, and you're nervous, and whereas your actors and camera people like, oh no.
But I should mention that it was before 22. You say
Oh,
it
okay.
was before. It was
Oh,
before. We already had area under occupation, but that was smaller, and that wasn't with so hard action as is
okay.
as it is now. So it was much peaceful. Oh no, maybe much easy, not so hard.
Yeah, yeah. Is like I don't know now, so now it's more peaceful, thank God, but like is that
No,
kind of at
now it's not peaceful at all, really.
oh
But in Kiev, it's okay. But in that in that area, it's
yeah.
just hell, and it's
Wow.
yeah, and I have a friend which died, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
so many people struggle about this, so many refugees, so many, it's just horrible things happen now, even just now. And mobilization, all the men have, they like should choose what they want, go to war or no. So
Wow.
but it's another huge topic, and I
Yeah.
I really happy that I had this opportunity to make this before war, but because when war began, when war began, I find out that it's really big things. It's big, not pleasure, but privilege to have to have time and part in your soul to think about your emotions, to think about, to reflect what you feel, and think about what happened in yourself, because when war began, I find out that you just lost this. You should think about totally different things, and it's okay.
The world right now, everything is on fire with all these wars. And like, I understand what you're saying. You don't know how good you have it when all you can think about is making art, right? I can only say, like, we have felt a little bit of it here in America, like during the pandemic, like, everybody's just like, survive, survive, and art like was very therapeutic. So I wonder if in the midst of all this chaos, and just day-to-day life, if you're still continuing on, if you're writing something new, if you're starting a new production, despite of, yes, but you're so right. We don't know what we're taking for granted every day. I always say, like, every breath is just thank you, God. Like, I just took that breath. Like, sometimes that's all we have, and yeah, to just appreciate that moment because nobody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely. And it's so. It's really privilege just live you to be just to be bored about your life, just to simple living, simple eating, sleeping, doing something bored. It's big, it's huge privilege. And think about, oh, I feel this, I feel that, I feel uh, I struggle about my thoughts. It's but
I
this is happiness. All Ukrainians now understand this.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, no, my heart goes out to your country. It's really it's unfathomable. You know, you're going about your business and you wake up and in an instant your world must have changed just like that. You know, pretty much. Um, I never really kept up on the news before, you know, but like, you know, so but I only can imagine you know, or not even imagine really. It just overwhelming. But you know, with all this going on, are you creating another project right now? Would you like to discuss that?
Um, um, could you please
Oh,
repeat?
are you working on another film? Are
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Um, for now, I'm. Uh, to be honest, I'm for now in one big project. I'm pregnant and I'm waiting for the baby. So it's
congratulations!
yeah,
Oh, I didn't-
I'm project, but
Congratulations!
beside this, for sure, I'm I'm starting. I'm studying in some like of script courses or something like this. It's where we can share our ideas, trying to write something, and which we want. It's something like my workout for artists. So and I'm just finished the script for now, a new short movie about feelings of all this stuff which now happens around me. Not about
Wow.
action or no, without soldier, without die, death, but something what you feel when all this happens, just right next to you, and how it's also reflect in your soul, and about when we have not we have so many horrible things in our country for now, so many people which struggle, not me hopefully, but so many people, and sometimes you just feel that you cannot you don't dare to be happy. You always should be some kind of sad in some kind of sadness, because how you can be happy when this happens just next to you with your friends or with your neighbors, with a lot of people which lost their lives, normal lives, homes, and how it's trying to find this excuse uh, for yourself to feel in something uh, which can inspire you, which bring you joy or hope. It's,
Wow. Wow,
yeah.
see how deep, yeah, and again, just how much we take for granted on a day-to-day base. But yeah, I mean, you know, keep your light in the world. I hope you keep that joy, you know, because the people around you need that. You're showing them something good versus the evil that's
I
around.
find and I understand that this is important, and life is they just going on, just going on. Somebody dies, somebody rockets, Russians, death, but war, but life going on, and it's really strange because, for example, I'm waiting for the baby and I'm so extremely happy, but in the same time I feel this, oh, I how I can share. Oh, I'm so happy when somebody it's not
I
couldn't be happy, and it's all complicated, but not about for sure about that we should lie down and say, oh, our life is over. It's not about this for sure life. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I know. No, yeah, no, I really like, wow, I'm so impressed by you. You have a lot of complex issues happening and you handle it all beautifully and you're wonderfully talented and I can't wait to see more of your projects, more of your films being made because yes, you're truly gifted.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. You cannot imagine how important for me that to hear this, because it's really sometimes you really feel that no, all this stuff is so complicated. It's you should ask so many people to do something when you, for example, have no money, and you should do sometimes you just have so many hesitations about what you do, and thank you that you given this energy to going on. I'm really, it's really big things for me. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. I just, everything that you've said, the image in my mind is like, a diamond is made with a lot of pressure. And I feel, right? That's what you've accomplished, right? And so you've made a diamond with a lot of pressure, from a lot of pressure. So,
Not
yeah,
feel
so
myself like that diamond, but I'm really appreciate your word, and it's so important for me. I mean,
thank you. Thank you for your time as well as your project. And God bless you. And congratulations on the baby. Yes.
thank you
Yes.
so much.